Hello everyone, I am Saurabh Chatterjee and today I am going to review the pictures taken during the photo walk at the Monda market. And we are a group of people who go out, take pictures and go for a lot of photo walks and workshops. So you might like to join us sometime. So they are the participants who have sent their pictures and I'm going to see the pictures. Okay, so there are these 7 people who have sent the pictures, and yeah, so I'm just going to go in order of date one by one. So starting from this picture, so yeah, looks quite interesting, but there is a little bit of clutter in the picture. There is a lot of clutter in the background, but I like the expression of this lady, and this man is obviously he knows that we are taking a picture. Okay, well, quite interesting. I like the expression of this lady. You see how inquisitive, and she's kind of very shocked that this picture is being taken, and this other person from between the hands makes a quite interesting picture, but could have been edited in a little better way. So I have marked this picture. I like this one. Okay, so yeah. This is again quite an interesting picture, and I have actually cropped this picture like this. You see, it had some unnecessary space, so I just cropped it. So they say Robert Capa used to say, if your picture is not good enough, then maybe you're not close enough. So you have to get little close. Here again, I cropped a little bit of the picture. You see, then avoiding the unnecessary things and makes the picture look much more interesting. And lovely portrait. Okay, lovely portrait and no distraction in the background. Quite an interesting picture. Okay, so here there is a lot of distractions in the background, and yeah, you see there is so much of distraction on the left hand side of the frame. Again, there is a lot of clutter in the picture. The sunlight here actually spoils the picture, and here I like the expression of this man in the foreground, but his hands are cut, so could have been composed in a little better way. So maybe moving the camera a little bit towards the down. Well, nothing great about this. I love this portrait. So some pictures are good just because of the subject. Okay, so very interesting subject here. I like the face of this lady with these 2 people in the background also. It looks quite interesting. So some amount of editing can make some difference to the picture. I added a brush tool, but I am sure it can be made much better. So you just have to bring out more details from the face, and it will definitely look much better. And if you have shot in the raw file format, you will be able to do quite a lot with this picture. Okay, so nothing really very interesting. Okay, so the other man is cut, the eyes are closed, not very interesting. This is quite nice. It was actually like this with a lot of area, and you see the feet was cut like this, and if the feet is cut, then probably it is better to avoid. Okay, so ideally this is what you should do in the camera, but now since you already have the picture, you can do it in post processing. So this is possible, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, so this is quite a neat picture, quite a nice picture here. Okay, I would take these pictures from little low angle. So these pictures definitely these are low angle pictures. Yeah, again too much of clutter, nothing very interesting. This picture is nice, action has been captured, but here maybe I would like to see more of the face, and this part there is nothing happening, so not really very interesting. There is a little bit of blur. So why is it? Is it because of the shutter speed? No, it's 1/200. So probably the photographer got very excited and it shook the camera. That's why the picture got blurred, not because of the shutter speed. This is a nice portrait. This again I have cropped it. So a lot of you are taking pictures with unnecessary spaces around the picture. So this picture was actually like this, but I cropped the picture and avoided. So again the hands are cut. So if you want to cut the hands, you can just cut it and then have more. So you see I'm able to see much more details of the face, which is again quite nice. Okay, so little oversaturated, and yeah, I like this dog here looking this side, and these 2 ladies and one more lady going. So there's another picture which is quite similar, but here nobody is looking into the camera, and so I can't engage with any of the subjects here. So I definitely like this picture more than the other one. Yeah, but be little careful about how much saturation you are using to the picture. So can sometimes really spoil the fun. Okay, so be little careful about how much you're using it. Okay, so little clutter in the background, and you're not really very okay. So again, a lot of clutter, nothing very interesting. This is a very nice picture, very nice blue. So I am really attracted to colors like this, so they always make pictures look very interesting. But yeah, I wish I had some more interesting subject here, but again, nevertheless, a nice picture. Shooting against the light, but yeah, somehow it works here. Quite an interesting picture. Okay, nothing really interesting. So I like this flare, and you have captured the building, but the top is cut, so maybe you can increase, you can take 2 or 3 shots and stitch them in Lightroom or Photoshop, which is very easy to do. So you see, if I go to photo and photo merge and panorama, so you can take 2 3 pictures and stitch them into one. So even if the alignment is not straight, Lightroom will do a very good job, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so a thoughtful person, but yeah, nothing really very interesting about this. Okay, so this is quite a storytelling picture with, you see this lady going, carrying so much of weight on the head, and the background, though there is a lot of things in the background, things look quite organized, not really very distracting, I would say. So yeah, again, here there's a very good play of light and shadows here. So I wanted to show you, so see, this is the difference between how the eyes sees the light and how our camera sees the light. So our eyes will see this picture like this, okay, with more details in the shadow areas, but this is how the camera sees it. Okay, and when you to exaggerate, you can just reduce the shadows and reduce the black, so you see the background will totally turn black. So looks quite interesting. You see how the light is hitting only the chilies, so makes a very interesting picture. Okay, so this part of the picture, the right hand side, there is nothing much interesting, so probably I'll just let it go, not something very interesting. I like this foreground here, so quite an interesting foreground, but and this hand and this thing, so shallow depth of field really works here. Okay, so I like this picture, and this hand and this face, even though this is blurred out, has a very important role to play in this picture. So quite an interesting shot. I don't like this area, so though I try to reduce the brightness of this part, but still, yeah, in terms of composition, does not really work for me. Okay, again, doesn't work for me. Yeah, the hands are cut, as I said before. A lot of you have done the same mistake, so you have cut the hand. So if you you can include the hands, because hands make very powerful pictures. And yeah, if you want, you can just have it like this, but I would have loved to have the hand. And the other thing is, this bottle here is quite distracting. Okay, so yeah, maybe I would avoid that bottle when I'm taking the picture. Okay, nothing very interesting, and the focus is on the background, not on the subject, so please take care of how you're focusing. Okay, so a bit of distractions here. So very lovely light here on the face, so warm glow of the morning light. The starburst looks interesting, but yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, it still looks quite, too many things in the frame. Okay, yeah, this is quite a storytelling picture with a political figure in the background and this man walking in the foreground. So tells a story about the condition of the state, even though we have great leaders like this. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay, quite an interesting picture. This man looks quite interesting to me with this, the rings on the hand, and you see, if you see this picture on the mobile phone, you will barely notice the details like this. So that's why I hate to see picture on the mobile phone. I always love to see them in the big screen. And I also like this lady in the other lady in the background. A very interesting play of light and shadows. And yeah, you see how I made it into black and white and makes it look quite a lot more interesting. Okay, so just a portrait, photographers. Okay, fine. Okay, so maybe too much in the picture. I would like to have little less probably in the frame. Okay, so though there's light peeping inside, but there's nothing really very interesting about this picture. I absolutely love this picture, these two ladies, and in action, and how they are in the same position. So and beautiful light. So this is one of my favorite pictures of the whole lot. Again, quite an interesting picture. Love this picture. Okay, so multiple subject always make a lot of interestingness to the picture. Okay, so caught in action, but maybe could have been composed a little better. People, I would love to see more people in the market. Yeah, I love the gaze this man is giving in the reading the newspaper with the lady in the background, but maybe could have been a little well composed. I would have probably taken a vertical shot in this. I'm not sure. A very well composed picture. Nice picture and nicely edited. So good representation. Very nice representation. Okay, so nothing much. Better editing required. Okay, but otherwise a nice picture with this heaps in the foreground kind of works for me. Okay, but yeah, okay, eyes not open properly. Blur, why is it blur here? Is it because okay, so your shutter speed is high, but maybe your hand should some people are doing this mistake, so your hands are shaking while you're pressing the shutter, so please avoid these kind of mistakes. Okay, so nothing really interesting. Well, okay, this is again the same mistake done by somebody. So some unnecessary space around the picture. You have to compose, get closer and compose like this, so that you can avoid any kind of distraction. Okay, so well, little overexposed. Yeah, this is a better composition compared to the previous one. Okay, well, too much of contrast, but yeah, very good use of play of light and shadows. Yeah, this is something which is important to learn. Again, very low angle, it looks quite good, but there's little bit of blur, so please take care. Okay, so again, good use of light and shadows. Lot of clutter here in this picture. I like the foreground, and good expression of the person, and this other person also looks quite interesting. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, so nice expression, but yeah, could have been better. With little bit of distraction in the background, so though the lady is smiling, so it doesn't look really. So this is quite a nice picture, well organized, and shows a holistic view of what is happening in the market. Quite interesting. So these are the pictures that we had today. So yeah, so yeah, we do a lot of photo walks. Try to join for some of them. They are all posted. I have posted the link below, so you can just go through them. So this is Saurabh Chatterjee signing off, and see you again.